Day 3. Welcome back. You are a hero. You're a champion. You're a goddess. You're a god. You have got it in you to take the next steps. So something that I think is really important is to acknowledge that we can arrive into this day not having to crawl ourselves up to the surface to start. We can already be standing tall and ready. All right, so much of our efforts throughout the day, our waking moments, our sleeping conversations with ourselves can involve depleting ourselves, whether it's limiting beliefs or negative self-talk. We can really sabotage our sense of success by thinking we have to dig our way up to maybe compare ourselves to them, and then I can feel successful. Or if I get this, then I can feel like I've accomplished and I can stand tall. Well, guess what? You're already standing tall. You are here, you've arrived, you're awake, your eyes are open. And maybe if they're kind of blinking open to start your day, that's okay. Grace. Start with grace and acknowledgement for all that you have accomplished to arrive here in this moment. Congratulations. Well done. I'm giving my own self a pat on the back because we've all come through so much, and we have different phases and chapters and turnovers and you name it, timelines, horizons, and even lifetimes within lifetimes. I acknowledged that to myself this morning, how I'm kind of fast tracking through a lot of healing or past trauma or new openings. And when we fast track, it doesn't mean we are overriding and bypassing. It just means we're ready and open. Third eye is popping. We are seeing, and not only seeing in a way that we're reaching for it, but we're seeing in a way that exposes us to greater possibility, potential, resources, all the vitality that can flood its way in. Receivership, feminine energy. Now, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's been driven, as someone who has provided for herself her entire life, yes, thank you all who have supported me. I recognize the importance of activating with intention receivership. All right, and this is very much feminine mother energy. We'll call it early carer or grandmother or auntie or sister or people, even a pet who has brought to you warmth and love and given you a sense of safety and trust in your early developmental days. And if we don't feel we received it, or we didn't receive it and our nervous system is still longing, we're reaching and grasping for things to make us feel calm and safe and secure and grounded, then we can provide that to ourselves. All right, and so we ended yesterday's session with a few steps that get us started in the day, and I'd like to carry on and take us forward into even more practices that can establish a good foundation for the day, so we're standing strong and tall and upright and feeling vitality. All right, life-affirming energy flooding through our system. So we'd like to carry on. We've done the movement. After movement, you're welcome to do a little meditation. I like to light some incense or Palo Santo or burn a little white sage in a very honorable way to set the tone for the environment. Now, this is going to send a message to my system. We are here. We're doing this. It's a state shift. And now I can be present. My senses are alive, right? We live in this fleshy meat suit. It's not an accident. We have all kinds of senses activating and all kinds of desirous senses coming in. I want this. I reject that. So tuning in to the fabric of our system that is a birthright given to us, and how we manage it makes all the difference. So, and I even have said in the past that it's our desires that differentiate us from one another. Okay, so we do a little meditation, and in the meditation, let me share with you the ideal setting. This is seated on something white and wool so that the energy rebounds back up into us and isn't lost and dropped. And we're facing east. And we're in an environment that is quiet and calm and possibly slightly dim, natural light only coming into your system. We do this first thing in the morning because I think of meditation as fiber for the mind. And when we eat fiber, we don't suffer the highs and lows of our blood sugar. In fact, things can be more steady. Yes, we feel joy. Yes, we feel sadness. Yes, we react to a certain situation, hopefully respond mindfully. But it's our ability to be resilient and get back to the baseline quite easily, right? If you think about tennis, the best shot and the best position on the court is the baseline. So we can quickly advance forward and quickly step back and quickly go side to side. So always returning to the baseline. All right, I digress. So we meditate. Now, let me just share with you. Much of these practices in this program will involve meditation in many forms. Okay, but the seated stillness, non-moving, grounding, silent meditation is the most difficult. I'll just let that be known. This meditation is when things get very loud within. This meditation is when we get fidgety and twitchy. This meditation is when we start going off and thinking about, why did my sister say that to me 13 years ago? This meditation will take you to the grocery store and your list and all the things you forgot to get, right? So we go easy on ourselves. We offer much, much grace to just be in the practice of sitting with what is. Now, advanced steps will take you into radical acceptance so that we can accept what is. But let that be phase 2, 3, 13, 35, whatever. Today's guidance is just to simply sit in a comfortable posture. Now, thank you to anyone who was meditating 1,000 years ago and came up with the idea of a chair. If you need to sit in a chair, that is perfectly fine. Be comfortable. The last thing we want is to be agitated, uncomfortable, adding more aggravation to our mind. The mind, the final frontier. So sitting comfortably, facing east, on something white and wool. And again, lighting a candle, an incense, a palo santo, some sage, maybe some copal, to reset and invite you into this space, this container, this area for exploration. And we're simply thinking about if you're taking a class, a college class or a meeting or a class or a session of some sort. We spend the hour studying, learning, taking in information. And then we spend the next 2 to 3 hours doing the homework, processing, integrating, activating what we have learned to make it real and come alive. Similarly, when we're in conversations or doing a project or work or making something happen, interacting with the world in any way, you run into someone in the store, in public, or interfacing with society or just your own system, coming up with stuff, then it takes that experience. That's the nugget, the molecule, the moment. And then it takes many, many, many more minutes than that existing capsule to then integrate, digress, slough off, process, put it organized in your mind. That which we need and that which we don't need. So give yourself space. We sometimes have our calendars so booked back to back to back to back to back, not giving ourselves enough space to breathe after that experience, to organize, process, and let go and file in a proper way. So just keeping that in mind. So the meditation can really wake up past things that didn't have a chance to effervesce, organize, get straight, let go, keep, release, all that. So know that that's happening in your meditation. All right, and then something that I like to do also after meditation is to get ready for the day, cleanse, fresh, prepare, brighten up, and ready to face the world. Next thing is to have some nourishment, okay? Nourishment is up to you. I always think of more water, more fiber, more color in my food, less processed, more whole food. And this will feed the body. This will easily break down and digest in the body. And you're in a restful state, when you're eating. This is when I like to journal. Okay, journaling is the highest form of therapy. When we journal, think about if you watch a movie or read a book or a program. You're involved with watching or attending a program. We have it in our system to see it through to completion. So even if it's a bad movie, we force ourselves to get through it just because we can't help but want to know, how does it end? Similarly, when you put pen to paper in your journal with a thought or some concept or a notion or something that's coming up for you, it doesn't need to be deep and it doesn't need to be light. It can be whatever it is for you that day, that moment. Maybe it was 10 years ago and you're like, I really need to kind of unwind that thing and tease out the knot. You put pen to paper, you can't help but want to finish. So let the stream of consciousness happen and continue. Okay, let it be raw, imperfect, stream of consciousness flowing out of you, staying with it, pausing to reflect, think about the words you want to choose. Oh, there's so much more I can't wait to share with you in these further programs coming in the next few days and as we progress through the Vitality Framework. But it will involve breath work, chanting, music, more movement, more advice on nourishment, ways to continue to remain curious in your life, exploring, following your bliss, lighting up, discarding that which brings you down. All right, I really hope that you'll continue to work together with me through these processes and practices and frameworks that absolutely are proven blueprint for you to succeed and get aligned with your purpose, your divine reason for being here in this lifetime. I absolutely 1000% believe in it. I've been flatlined before and replugged myself in and laughed like a child at nothing because I'm happy to be alive. All right, thank you so much for joining these last few days. I have so much more to share with you from deep, rich, time-tested practices, life-affirming invigoration that's just waiting for you to seize it, tap in, and easily chip away at the crust that's weighing you down, keeping you stuck and trapped and small, and to better fully express yourself in your true authenticity. The world needs you to be living in full vitality and aliveness. What the world doesn't need more of is people who are playing small, protecting others by making them comfortable. We can still be graceful and full of expression and radically accepting this moment in our lives as we are, as it is, and make others feel alive in our presence. All right, so we're all meant to be together. It's a social world we live in, and you are meant to shine. I can't wait to help you further uncover, peel open, and glow. Let that light radiate out of you, illuminating the world. Namaste.